Hello, this is Shelby Church, and now you're finally bumping into the problems that I told you about a year, 2 year, a year and a half ago. The rental game and the Airbnb game is not as much as you think, and it's not as much as you. Even if you paid it off, that will help, but it's not gonna. I mean, just because you got to remember this 12-year-old Mark. Let me just run through this video real quick. So she starts giving the actual numbers, and that whole base price of, oh, you're gonna make 132, 138,000. That's not true. Like that's a number with just the outcome of like the highest amount that's possible, but that's not true. I mean, if you're gonna do Airbnb almost 100% of the time, then possibly, but it's not going to be the amount you get to take home. For example, you're not going to be able to take home all the utilities, all the expense, right? And so you said you have a management company or a property management company which takes care of that. See, for mine's, I do it in-house, so I control. I have people that control that and do stuff that I need to do. I have my cleaning lady. I do that all in-house. That saves me a lot of money. You find individuals that really do it. If you start doing this whole association by companies, they are gonna, there's cleaning services that you can hire. There's cleaning services they have. But using them, you're gonna pay. I mean, for them, of course, they're going to say, oh, well, I'll give you a discount for this and that. But you're paying for it no matter what. You are going to pay for it. There's a lot lower rates if you find people that are willing to do that. Of course, it's one of those trust games. But the more you talk, the more you find out. The neighbors, you have to ask. You have to invest yourself into the property as well. You can't just expect, like, there is people that I've been doing this for a long time. Very long time. And throughout my years, we have many people, 6 or 7 people that did terrible jobs. Electrician that did a terrible job, we got rid of him. Plumber we got rid of him. I mean, just terrible jobs. Charged $300, and then didn't fix it. Came back the next day, charged another $300. Didn't fix it. Comes back the next day, charges another $300. And he just kept saying, this and that. And at the time, I wasn't in charge. I wasn't the owner. But people like that, they want to say, oh, my friend this or stuff like that. And you just cannot do that. If there's some reason that you're trusting people, you can't take advantage. They can take advantage of you. So don't be taken advantage about during that process. Since you're a woman, it's going to be harder. It's going to be a lot harder to do this, because sometimes they won't think, oh, well, you don't know, or we won't go up on the roof, or you won't check this, stuff like that. Me, as a man, I actually go and I go and I mean, I'm right there. Even if they don't like it, if I'm hiring you to do a job, I'm going to be watching, I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to make sure. And if not, then you're not going to get paid. And it doesn't matter what they say or they think. They either fix it or they don't get their money. And that's just the only way it is. And you have to do that. You have to be more invested. Don't let other people run your property, because that's not the best They're just looking for money to do their job, and that's it. Little things. And like you mentioned, I was looking throughout all the entire sheet, and I wish I could stop this and go back at it, but I just can't. I don't have time to be doing all that. To be editing and doing all that stuff. Like I told you, I've been busy since October, since that other YouTuber that I was arguing with about the phone. Back then, in October of 2021, I was actually busy renovating another place where you're doing the whole kitchen, the whole all that stuff, flooring, the bathroom, the ceiling. I mean, just talk about issues. That took me about 2 or 3 months. Now I'm back at it over here. And a couple of months ago, we had a hot water heater, and we had to replace that. Now I can do all this. It's like you guys don't know, in my career, I'm an engineer, but I also got licensing in plumbing. That's for gas as well. Not just plumbing, but also gas. Plumbers do like gas line works, plumbing, anything like that associated with any kind of pipes, any kind of liquid. It doesn't matter if it's water or gas. There's certain rules and codes for every state. Also, I'm a electrician as well, and rewiring a house is, that's just, it's not into, commercial. I can do that as well. Industrial, little bit more difficult for me. That's a lot more difficult for me, I should say. So I usually just stay around residential. It's a lot easier than industrial, but commercial and residential around the same. But like some of these things that you see, different water parks and whatnot. But anyway, some of these factories out there. But anyway, so knowing the knowledge, and why is it you have to be everything when you're doing this, and it's not easy. It's not easy getting into this game, but the only way you can actually make money is if you're able to understand and learn yourself. Once you do this, you start realizing, instead of charging, electrician charging, $300, $600, $900 a day for, we gotta, rewire this electrical plant panel, or we got to replace this electrical outlet, or these are things that you should know and do and be able to do. So then if anything happens, it's once you learn it, it's very simple. Like, it starts to becoming like driving a car. You're not going to be great at it, but the more time you have on it, then you start learning, like, man, this is not as bad. And what I would tell you is get yourself a meter or a voltage tester. Go out there, and you have money, so you can have people train you, come to your house, teach you, just, how to replace this, and how to replace a ceiling fan, how to install a ceiling fan, how to do electrical, a little bit of electricals here and there. And it'll be like an apprenticeship. It'll kind of teach you a little. I'm not saying going to a school. I'm just saying stuff that as a homeowner you can do. For plumbing, you can start on that anytime and just learn. That's how they do it. An apprentice. When you work for a plumber, a licensed plumber, none of them have experience. It's just apprenticeship. It's just learning. And for a few months to a year, then you start, going up the ranks. But something like that, some people can learn everything in a few months, and some people can learn that in 5 years. But you learn everything about how to do that, every aspect. But what I'm saying to you is that, why is that going to help? Well, it's easy to once you understand, you may not have to do it, but then you know what to do, so you can hire other people to do that for you. So of course, if it's like anything with the pipes or water lines, all you have to do, since you already really know how to do it, you find people to do the individual jobs for you. So you have people that can dig. So you start paying them $7 or $10 an hour. They dig all that out. And then you know what pipes and material to use. Do you use Schedule 40? Do you use S2022 200, which is like Schedule 20? Do you use Schedule 80? All this stuff, it starts clicking. And then you start, well, what about the bushings? What about, the elbows, the nipples, everything that comes in with that knowledge of knowing, is it a 3/4 inch, is it a 1/2 inch, all this stuff, the piping, just learning all that, you already know what to get. So then when you go to a store, you don't have to have someone to do it. You can go and you know exactly how much stuff, if it's 1,000 square feet of supplies you need, you can go to the store, get what you need, and then be able to, and right, I'm going to show you right now. Hold on. Let me just walk. Just so you know, I'm not BSing you. I'm going to walk through the house real quick. And I'm doing this on Memorial Day, so you better be... I have a lot of stuff to do actually today. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So, I don't know if you can tell, but we're outside. And this is the... So, hold on, guys. Let me just do this real quick. So, what I just showed you right now is the hot water heater we placed a few months ago, which... hold on. Which I need to either sell the parts or go to scrap metal. But anyway, the reason I'm doing all this to show you is because all of this stuff, like the backyard, I thought the backyard was... You should have never spent 76 or 80,000 on the backyard. That's too much. And like you just mentioned,
amazing.
the frame TV that you spent...
Just because we wanted to, you know, like we got a frame TV.
See, the frame TV, which costs $2,000, that is ridiculous. You got to remember, this is for a rental property. You do Airbnb. You don't buy the most expensive stuff. You know, like the queen size mattress, like over 2,000. Like you could have spent 500 on a brand new bed, or even 300 on those sales. You never spend that much money because you're thinking about your luxury. But you got to remember, these people don't. When you go to a hotel, do you think that you're sleeping on a $2,000 mattress? You're not, guys. You are not. When you go into a hotel, it doesn't matter if it's the nicest hotel in the world. They're not spending... Well, of course, when I say the nicest in the world, I mean very expensive hotels in moderation, right? They don't have a frameless TV. And yeah, some of them do. I understand that. But if you go to they don't have a $2,000 TV in a hotel room. In the motels, there's no motel that has $2,000 TVs in every room. And the reason they don't have frameless, and the reason why, yes, maybe in your life you spend all that, but you're not gonna. Well, you're gonna be living in there sometimes. You do this and that, but you got to think about it. Other people, what do you have this for? Do you see what I mean? And so all that expense, and yeah, and then you got to remember, in that 12.8 years, it's not going to be 12.8 years. You got to remember about what else. It's not going to be, oh, I got this and this and that done. I got everything paid off. My initial investment doesn't work like that. You got to think about, well, what's going to happen in 13 years in time? Well, the refrigerator's going to go bad. I may have to replace that. The washer, the dryer, the hot water heater. You saw the hot water heater. They're not going to last. I mean, a lot of times they won't even warranty it out till 5 to 7 years. You know, and sometimes you're lucky and it lasts 15 years or 12 years. My neighbor and my friend, he's an electrician. He's had his for 12 years. It's already going out. I had mine's about 15 years. It goes out. 18 years. It goes out. And that's we taking care of it. And the properties, they don't last nearly as long because of this reason. They don't take care of it. They do not care. All this extra expense that you're spending, you know, oh, this looks nice, or, you know, all this stuff, microwaves, stoves, ovens, all the appliances that you have to remember, cabinets and opening and closing them in 13 years, they're going to wear out. The hinges, they're going to be pulled. Like, you got to remember, people are going to swing on them. People are going to sit on the bathroom. They're going to have clogging issues. You're going to have people throw crap down the toilet. There's so much more. Maybe roofing problems. Maybe some guys get up on the roof. Like, there's just so much more that, you know, and then they step on it or cause a leak or break you don't understand. Things happen. And in time, things just break. You don't expect anything to last 13 years with no damage. It will happen.